Hello, my name is Alistair Plays, and welcome to the first Let's Play on my channel, Yu-Gi-Oh! The Duelists of the Roses. This came out in about 2003. This is very early on within the actual card game's lifespan. So the card pool is very limited, and it does not play like Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a very unique experience that we've not seen since. This is technically a sequel to Forbidden Memories for the PS1. I know that one's pretty popular with like speedrunners and the like. That one's very interesting game. This one does have some speedrunners. It's pretty popular for speedrunners. That's what got me back into the game a couple years back, and I've done a few playthroughs. I really like the game. I think it's just completely just a very interesting vibe. So just to kind of get this out of the way, this game is a retelling of a historical event, the War of the Roses, in which they kind of just slotted out the, major players with Yu-Gi-Oh characters and changes their names, and it's an interesting game in that sense. And you'll definitely see with the gameplay that it is very unique. It is a very unique game. I will kind of put you in the perspective of like, I got this for Christmas in 2003. I was already 6. I was 6 years old. And I got this for Christmas. And so imagine, like, we had just gotten a PS2. And then we got this. Same day. British Empire in the 1480s. The War of the Roses, a power stroke between the houses of Lancaster and York to decide a royal successor, was nearing an end. With the Yorkists well in the lead, the reign of Richard III was but a step away. And in France, Yugi Henry Tudor, and I say Tudor, or Tudor, I guess Tudor would be correct, I guess. I'm people who know this, tell me in the comments, how do you pronounce that name? The last Lancastrian heir was being forced to live a life exile. The Lancastrian forces were rendered powerless by the ancient cards of sorcery wielded by Plato and his 7 followers, who, known as the Rose Crusaders, serve under the flag of Lord Crawford, a powerful Yorkist nobleman. Lacking a duelist to champion their cause, defeat was imminent for the Lancastrians. In England, duel card games were still in their fledgling state. I guess that would be the descriptor. So you're basically playing I was going to say prehistoric Yu-Gi-Oh, which technically not correct, but the best way to describe this, I feel like, the Lancastrians had to look elsewhere for a duel master capable of facing the Rosencrantz in battle. With this in mind, Margaret My Beaufort of Lancaster secretly requested a high druid to summon a duelist from another age. Hello, Simon. This model is basically ripped from Forgotten Memories. If you've played that game, he's in the early bits. Oh, summoned from the mystic circle of red and white roses, the one capable of harnessing pure power. There was truth to the legend of the Rose Duelist. Lady Margaret, I did it. Now we have the means for ending or defeating the evil forces of Rosencrantz. Oh, my apologies. In my excitement, I'd forgotten I was in the presence of the Rose Duelist. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Simon McMurran, High Druid and Servant of Lancaster. May I be so bold as to ask the name by which the Rose Duelist would like to be known? So we get to pick our name, and this actually does matter. The deck pool you get is reliant on what you put in here. That is entirely how it decides what deck you're going to be offered. You have 3 deck offers to pick from, and it is entirely based on your name. I am not going to really let that bother me. We're going to just put my name in. So it will be Alistair Plays. With capitalizations proper. I don't know actually if I can fit that, actually. Oops. So we'll just go with Alistair. Alistair's fine. Sadly, not enough spaces, but I understand. They weren't thinking that people would just put their username in from a YouTube channel in 2003. Understandable. ... Alistair, a fine name indeed. Now, here's the situation. The year is at 1485, and you are currently in Stonehenge, near Salisbury, England. The British Empire is in turmoil, with the House of Lancaster's rightful claim to the throne being challenged by the Yorkist usurpers. The power struggle is referred to as the War of the Roses, a name based on the badges used by both sides. A red rose for Lancastrians and white rose for the Yorkist. Right now, our kingdom is threatened by the Yorkist and their wrongful claim to the throne. All because the Yorkist enjoy the support of the Rose Crusaders and their sorcerer's white rose cards. Using our red rose cards, we summoned you, Alistair, to this day and age. We hoped that your dueling experience would defeat the Rose Crusaders and lead us to victory. You will help us. Of course you will. Foolish of me to even doubt where your loyalties lie. Rumor has it that only the legendary Rose Duelist stands a chance against the power of Rosencrews. We appreciate any help you can provide against them. Before I forget, I should warn you that the rules of dueling differ here from those of your age. Here in England, dueling is covered by what is known as the perfect rule. In addition to several minor distinctions, there are two major differences. One is the existence of movement or positioning, and the other is the deck leader concept. These are two aspects of dueling that were lost in the process when the ancient sport of duel monsters was adapted to card form. Why do you know this? Why do you? I never processed that. Why do you know that info? Why do you know that there's a difference? You don't know my time periods. Like you knew I was a legend. How did you know the future? It's never brought up again, by the way. To my knowledge, that he knows this. Perfect Rule represents these lost rules that were miraculously revived here in England. And just to clarify, yes, I do know that it's just to tell you these things. It's just to give you some dialogue and tell you, hey, this is not Yu-Gi-Oh. I get that, but just logistically, I like thinking about these kind of things. Perhaps a practice duel will serve better than explanation. No, I don't really like doing the practice duel. I think I can represent how the game works fine in normal gameplay. First, Alistair, you must select a deck to duel with. It's important that you feel the vibrations of a deck leader, the minute resonations that ring true from to your soul. The cards themselves draw their powers from the energies of the Ancient Ones. The deck leader acts as an intermediate between the Ancient Ones and the deck wielder. Alistair, it is essential that you select a card leader whose rhythm matches the stirring of your soul. There are several decks from which to choose. Give it some serious thought and make your selection. Choose carefully, for the deck you select will guide you. Guide the destiny of your duels. Alright, so we get Robotic Knight, not a terrible option. Fairy King Truesdale. I've had some rough issues playing the Fairy King Truesdale deck, but the Illusionary Gentleman is not terrible. I think for our playthrough, I'm trying to remember if I did Robotic Knight in my first attempt at doing Let's Play this. I'm definitely going to do the Illusionary Gentleman. I've been streaming the game a little bit, and I have been using him because I just put the same name in. So I think I will, because between these two, I've already done a playthrough in the past. This is just me kind of doing I'm on a new channel, and I'm giving it another fresh go, because I think I could do better than last time. So, we're going to pick the Illusionary Gentleman. Some of you might remember that if you had a big bulk pile. I had plenty of copies. So that's the effect of the Celtic Red Rose card. Looks like there's some truth to the rumor that Red Rose cards are capable of time transformation. Who's there? Been some time since the Battle of Barnet, old one. Rosencrews, what brings you here? Only a member of the Rose Crusaders may call me by that name. If you may recall, I told you once before that you may only refer to me as Seto. Does memory fail you, old man? And you must be the dreaded Rose Duelist. I must admit, there is a certain aura of power emanating from you. I believe an introduction is in order. I am Seto. leader of the Rose Crusaders. They are members of our little group who refer to me by the name of the Rosencruz. I ask you again, what brings you here, Seto? Mind your manners, old man. What else would bring me here? I've come for the Red Rose cards. After all, it was you who showed me how the summoning capabilities would evolve when the Red Rose cards are combined with the transport powers of the White Rose card. You aren't thinking of attempting the Forbidden Rose summoning. If so, then the Red Rose cards must never fall into your evil hands. Card sorcery taps into the power of the Ancient Ones. By their very nature, each card is a double-edged sword that can cut both ways. The Rose cards alone harness tremendous power. There's no telling what horrors one might unleash the world by combining both red and white. I will sacrifice my own life if need be to prevent any from uttering the spell of doom. Spell of doom. Cool. 16 red and white rose cards. Grant power overall. Druid legend has twisted the true meaning of these cards. We Rose Crusaders have sworn to create a utopia free from the ravages of war. We intend to accomplish this with the power of these cards. And we shall do so by extending the rule of Richard III throughout the known world. By the way, it was very clever of you to form a circle of red roses within the White Rose's barrier to summon the Rose Duelist. But you are foolish to come alone. This area is surrounded. If you wish to leave with your life, you will do so by handing over the red rose cards. Me? A fool? Then what about you? Are you fool enough to actually believe the red rose cards would remain here in my possession? Right after the summoning, I had the cards dispersed. Yeah, let me redo that. Right after the summoning, I had the cards dispersed among our best duelists to keep them from your tainted hands. And you leave me, but with one option. I shall enlist the aid of your precious Rose Duelist. You take leave of your senses. You speak too soon, old man. Heed my words, Duelist. If you wish to return to your proper time period, you will require 16 cards of the red and white roses. Red and white positions must be laid out in reverse of the summoning order to send you home. You know the spell. Since you need the 16 rose cards just as much as we do, I propose a partnership. Help us gather the cards, and I shall guarantee your return after we've achieved our ultimate goal. Absurd proposal. Do you think that the Honorable Alistair would ever lend an ear to your ridiculous proposal? Now imagine reading this at like 6. I had no idea what they were talking about. I had no idea what was going on. I had a very basic understanding of what they were saying. You'd be so sure, old man. Let me see. Simon's side has 8 of the red rose cards, while my side, the Rose Crusaders, has possession of the 8 white rose cards. As the numbers are even, simple arithmetic indicates that you could side with either of us. But I'm sure you'll take into account who's winning the war. After all, who was desperate enough to summon you in the first place? I think it's quite clear which side is better positioned to send you home. Alistair, heed not the words of this power-hungry lunatic. Simon, must we resort to name-calling? I'm hurt. I'll tell you what, why don't we leave the decision to a dear duelist? For all, Simon, the duelist future is not for us to decide now, is it? Well, yes, but... Splendid! In keeping with the tradition of the old temple gardens, I offer you a choice, duelist. There are 2 roses. The white represents me, the red for the old Simon here. For the sake of justice, choose the red rose. Stand by my side, duelist. Choose the white rose. Now you're like, who do we side with? Honestly, if you pick Lancastrians first, I feel like the Yorkist playthrough gets a lot easier in the second. Like, it just feels too easy. So we are going to stick with the Yorkist, actually. We're going to be taking on Taya, Tristan, Joey, Yugi, all of them. We're essentially, the first playthrough is going to be the evil playthrough. You don't really do anything that evil. You're just dueling the Yugi friends. But for the true ending, you have to side with the Lancastrians. So might as well just do the Yorkist now, so we can have the true ending at the end of the series. So, which is the opposite of how I did my Let's Play last time I attempted this. So, Yorkist it is. Wise choice, duelist. I see you're well versed in judging a situation. Welcome to the Rose Crusaders. I'm honored. Okay, old man, it's time to made. Sorry. Okay, old man, it's time you made yourself scarce. What are you doing, son? No! And then he's dead. Simon's gone. Never comes up again. Don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you. I just need you out of the way until everything is settled. Now let's talk about the red rose cards. Simon mentioned that he spread the cards among certain individuals just after summoning you. I think it's safe to assume that a large number of those individuals are his confederates currently located in France. I'd like to ask you to enter France from Dover and retrieve those cards for our cause. I would go myself, but I need to here to maintain our barrier against the invading forces. According to the legend, one must use a deck whose cost is lower than the opponent to capture a rose card of the color. Remember, a deck that costs lower than that of an opponent is the key. I've also heard somewhere that the Celts inherited the red rose cards from the original inhabitants of Stonehenge. This would mean that our enemy, Yugi, who comes from the line of Welsh nobility, would likely have inherited one of the red rose cards. So that was a weird read. That means that those who oppose the Rose Crusaders are sufficiently equipped to duel against us as equals. I was so good for so long, now I'm flipping. Given their desperate situation, they have retaliated with everything they've got. It would be wise not to underestimate them. I'm depending on you. Yes. I have this in widescreen. I have this, like, everything turned up, so welcome to the main map. This is where we will be kind of picking duelists as we kind of come and go. As you can see, it's just kind of one big map, and there will be duelists all throughout this chunk of land. I don't know why the sea is that color. Never felt the need to ask. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and move on to Windsor. Fight our first duel. Hey, yeah. Rose Duelist, you dare to betray the hopes of Prince Yugi? I'll teach you a lesson you'll never forget. Yeah, now you get to learn the quirks of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses. I think this game is very, it's a very basic game. This is not a very long game. There are 2 playthroughs, each of, 8 rose cards, and then a boss battle? So, So there's a few things we can do. We can move. We can summon into anywhere surrounding us. And we have options of cards. So I think we'll start off with setting Magic Jammer. That way, because we only generate a certain amount of stars. So 4 is currently how many we have. We generate, I believe, 3 per turn. So we'd only be able to summon these 2, and is that worth it? I'd rather just, of Dark. Okay. Just wanted to clarify, that's of Dark, because we do have a spellcaster. We will move forward. It is always best to play aggressive. The AI does not know how to really process aggressive that well. It really doesn't. It tries. It tries its best. That's why the speedrun of the game is basically just kind of moving forward. Okay, this one is other than Dark, so we do have that. We can go ahead and do that. I will mention there is a nice, neat little website that does tell you all of the different little fusions of the game. Now, for the sake of our playthrough, I will be utilizing it to help us along our way in terms of fusing. So, alright, so we are sadly a little out of luck in terms of any fusions yet, but we do have something we can do. Make sure I'm okay. I already moved to the turn, so let's go ahead and play aggressive. Let's gotta go in their face. Now we can't attack them yet. We can only move 1 space. If the monster is on a space that is correspondent to its type, then it will get a movement boost. But if it's neutral, it gets 1 space. So. And now we get to see the quirk of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelists of the Roses. Every battle is animated. Every creature has their own set animation that they attack with. And if we are featuring a new attack, I will showcase it, because I think these are super duper interesting. I feel like we're fighting that one Kirby boss. And now with the power of the wind, we win. I guess wind beats water and the sun. Yeah, you get to see them also evaporate. Each of the different trains have their own like, basically, what am I trying to say? Each realm has their own unique looking battlefield. Like, so this game is very interesting. It's very quirky at times, and I kind of love that. So we have a zombie and we have a fiend. I don't think we can really do much with that. I know we can fuse these two, but I don't really want to necessarily. Okay, we can't necessarily do anything unique right now, so I guess we could play Ancient Brain and try to attack him with that. And it kind of works in our favor, actually. Okay, Ancient Brain's kind of gross looking. Like, look at that little guy. Look at that little fight. If he was in an anime, we'd definitely be like the disgusting old man character. Yeah, I do really like seeing all the... It was definitely a big novelty for me as a kid to see all of the Yu-Gi-Oh cards up to that point be 3D animated. They all had 3D models. A lot of the time... What? Oh, that's... Oh, no. Right. This will have to do for now. Now you guys get to see the reverse. Yeah, this was a big novelty for me. I also liked seeing them battle. I would honestly, with how slow of a pace I used to play at as a kid, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun just kind of playing stuff. And okay, you are gonna do very minimal damage, but I can at least still play you. He's gonna have a chance to attack into me, but that's okay. We can still attack him. I won't go in just yet. I'm gonna hold back because I'm not gonna be able to do anything if I just oh yeah, we're fine. It'd be nice if we had something with 1450 or not, but I don't think we will. We have Yami, which is something. Just that one. I guess that's the play here, I suppose. Play Yami. Should give our spellcaster a boost. Yep, 27. And like I said, more mobility. Yay! I'm gonna move over one so I don't get attacked. Yeah, this is weird chess, basically. It's just really weird chess. Alright, we can essentially attack in. Do we have anything we want to? We can make Dragon Zombie. Guess we can do that. Yeah, fusing is a big part of this game. It was a big part in Forbidden Memories as well. You do want to be fighting as many monsters as possible. It does affect after the duel. Love it. I also, that monster also looks kind of weird. The long hair on a weird chain. What is that? I wonder what that's based off of. That's a weird looking creature. I get the premise. You have chains, and I'm assuming be able to psychically, yeah, binding chains. I don't know why that's the card art when the art was them binding someone. They didn't need to be a weird fucko creature. All right, let's attack in. Let's win the duel. We won! Our first duel is complete! Alright, we sadly don't have much to pick from. Yeah, if there's not a lot of slots to fill up, you're just gonna see the fake trap. Yeah, nothing great. Nothing great. Now, if you're playing along, I don't know if you will, I don't think a lot of people will be, but if you are, I highly recommend do not refight these people until after the 5th duel you've had. I guess I lost. It pains me to know that I lacked strength to protect my lord and love. Does that imply that they're together in this one? Tay and Yu-Gi are together in this one? I don't know if you can see it, but I do have achievements on for this from Retro Achievements. Yeah, next one is Tristan. The reason being is after 5 duels, you can reincarnate a card, where essentially you can take something like this dancing elf here, you can reincarnate it, and it transforms into 3 cards, about of equal value. Really depends. Yeah, nothing really worth adding. We're not going to add Dancing Fairy to our deck. I don't see the purpose. Yeah, another reason for, well, sorry, I misspoke. The main reason you don't want to duel, like rematch anyone, is the enemy will not be able to fuse cards until after your 5th duel in the game. So after 5 duels, they will gain the ability to fuse themselves, which can be rough. We're saving beforehand in case we have any failed duels, because I want these first 5 to be without fusion so that we have the best possible opportunity. For the sake of this episode, we're sitting at 29 minutes, so I think I will hold off the Tristan fight until next time. So, thank you for joining me for this inaugural episode and the first video Let's Play on the channel. I will see you guys next time. We'll be taking on Tristan and his style. So, good luck and have a good one.